welcome back to Slumlord U. All right, guys, you have all passed all the tests for your degrees, and I believe that you're going to be the worst slumlords I have ever unleashed on the public. You've all done so well that before I graduate you, I'm going to give you a bonus advance tip to help set you apart from the rest of the crowd. So here we go. The absolute best rental arrangement you can set up for yourself is a month-to-month. Before I explain why, would anybody like to guess why? All right, Buck, let's hear it.
Easier to get rid of them.
You nailed it right on the head, buddy. If they demand repairs, no matter how reasonable, or question your dedication to their safety or well-being, or even if you don't like how they look, you can just send them the old hasta la vista form. Most of them will just accept it and scramble to find a new place to live. I see your hand, Bubba. What's your question?
What happens if they don't just scramble away, boss?
It's very simple. Volunteer nothing. If they contact you asking for a reason, and this is absolutely critical, so write this down in caps, underline it, highlight it, whatever you gotta do, all right? Ready? Say, we don't need a reason. Do not add or subtract from this at all, got it? If you say anything more or less than that simple phrase, it can open you up to all kinds of legal crap, and you might be stuck with these problem children staying on your property for months. So everyone, repeat after me. We don't need a reason.
We don't need a reason.
Need a reason.
That was darn near perfect. Great job. Just remember to say it with no emotion at all. You don't want them to detect any emotion that they can misinterpret, okay? What's your question, Percy?
What if they decide to pursue legal action anyway?
You know, Percy, your questions normally make me want to throw you through a window and then get hammered. But that is a great question. Here's what you do. You tell them that you're going to extend their lease for a month. Say it as if you're doing them a big solid. If you can keep the same emotionless delivery as I mentioned before, that's even better. And this is important. If you are ever forced to do this extension, do it for 1 month only. Do not ask their permission or approval, and don't offer to extend it again at all, ever. No negotiations on this. In fact, don't even allow for the possibility of talking to them about it. Route the rest of their calls to your secretary. And if you don't have a secretary, make one up. You just set up a new voicemail number and have your girlfriend or your mom record the greeting. Then just sit back and watch the voicemails pile up, just like you do with work requests. Easy peasy. Yeah, Jonesy, what's your question?
Like, ain't you concerned about losing rent money?
Not at all, Jonesy. Let me spell it out for all of you in case you didn't understand this before. We don't rent our properties to people who have lots of money and choices. We cater to one clientele only, broke and desperate. Whether they're just temporarily down on their luck or they're in love with their welfare checks is of no consequence at all. The point is, there is always someone in need of our services. I speak from experience here. There is a 95% chance that you can have the place rented out again within 24 to 48 hours of the last renters moving out. And if it takes a week or two instead, no problemo. You just raise the rent slightly for the next ones. It doesn't have to be much, just 25 or 30 bucks a month, and before you know it, you'll make your money back and then some. You ought to be doing these little rent bumps as often as possible anyway. One last word on this, boys. If you start to feel bad about doing this, remember, we're only interested in keeping it legal. Leave the morality and the ethics to their rabbis, priests, and shrinks, okay? Great. See you all at graduation.
Welcome to Counterculture Wise, a Stormcap production. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the hosts, our guests, and the dog, and do not necessarily reflect the views of any of our platforms, our advertisers, or any other dog.
As you listen today, please remember, we are so much more than a podcast. All of our stories we discuss are linked in our show notes on counterculturewise.com. Visit there for commentary, guest photos and links, animations, and fun merchandise.
If you have a story idea or would like to be a guest on our show, contact us via our website. You can also follow us on Twitter, Gab, Instagram, Facebook, and all over social media, where we'll post memes, cat pics, and commentary that gets us booted off on a regular basis.
If you're listening live, be sure to join our chat on Spreaker. If you're listening dead, please stop voting Democrat, but enjoy the show anyway. Oh my goodness, what a week this has been.
Ay, ay, ay.
Last week, well, this week, I guess this is a new week now, so we can let go of the past.
Let us let go of the past.
Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for being in the chat. Hopefully it's not as staticky on your end as it is on our end. That's why we're a little late. We're trying to figure out what the blazes is going on over here, because holy moly is it staticky. And, that's on top of everything else that's going on in our lives. We're not going to give you the whole laundry list, but suffice it to say that my birthday sucked balls, send presents, I need chocolate and wine.
We had dinner with friends.
That was my present, because everything, well, Jim did give me chocolate and wine, but I need more. Everything.
You never really have enough chocolate and
who
wine.
starts their birthday with a 7 a.m. MRI? Only to get diagnosed with a fractured vertebrae, which is why I've been sitting on a hot water bottle for the last 3 weeks. And, of course, you know that we're in the process of trying to find both one of our pets and us a new home. And it's not going so well. So if you happen to be a renter in the Waco area, please let us know, because we're on the market for a home. And
Actually, more for your landlord type than the renter. We're renters.
yeah, okay, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
A home renter,
Yeah.
a home.
It's in God's hands. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
We just have to laugh at it.
Yeah, it's silly.
We
It's
just have
in
to
we put
laugh
it in
at
God's hands because we're not so great at it. And,
Yeah,
you know,
and
we got a few leads that look good.
Been casting out the demons, because I'm telling you, they're really trying to get us, and they're not.
They're smacking us upside the head.
Yeah, they're trying.
Yeah.
And even when we pray them away, I still feel like they're right next to me going, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. So,
That's what they do, honey.
it's like, enough already.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's listening, but I want to put up praise and celebration with our friend Dan, who just graduated.
He's a doctorate type person now.
Yeah, and really exciting stuff, and he's going to be getting his own flock here soon. So that's really exciting news.
Going to be, hopefully going to have him on the show as a co-host some night.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We
have a weekly meeting that was supposed to be a mastermind, but it's kind of turned into a
different
study
kind of mastermind
/ prayers, which I guess is still, if you think of who the master is, and he's the mind.
Yeah,
So, interesting guy. Also a Marine veteran, and speaking of which, happy birthday.
Thank you. Why not get crayons?
Well, I took out all the blue ones, so sorry. I appreciated the big birthday cake for the Marine's birthday, that it was shaped like a box of Crayolas.
It was funny.
Very well done.
This is Veterans Day weekend and also Marine Corps birthday weekend. Now that we have celebrated the birthday of my beloved Corps, we can now look to Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And that is what we're going to be doing tonight later on.
And I will not be engaging in Christmas anything until I've had turkey.
You have your turkey every day, honey. He wakes up next to you.
Nah, sometimes I wake up grumpy. Other times I let him sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to have a segment for the month of November, the rest of the month of November. We skipped it last week, but we have a lot of, in spite of all the insanity surrounding us, we're going to talk about things we're thankful for later in the show, probably to wrap things up with a wonderfuler bit that we do.
Yes. He always tries to make me cry, but I'll start. I am thankful that I was able to get a diagnosis, so now we know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I am thankful that I get to do my civic duty tomorrow, because on top of everything else that's going on, I have jury duty tomorrow morning. I'm pretty sure saying, yeah, I've got a broken back and I'm in the process of moving. Can I get off? They'll probably let me, but I was actually looking forward to it. I mean, this is the first time in my entire life I've been called to jury duty, and, all heck breaks loose 5 minutes before, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I won't have to cancel too many tutoring students, because if it weren't for my kids, I would go stark raving mad. So I'm very grateful for my kids. And I'm grateful that I get to learn new things. And I'm grateful for the home that is waiting for us. We don't know where. We don't know how we're going to get there.
We found a potential candidate over the weekend.
A couple.
Yeah.
It's just not optimal, but we'll see what is out there. Because I feel the sad thing is we might have to move back to the city that we fled screaming like our hair was on fire. And
but it would be temporary while we're looking to actually purchase a permanent place.
Yeah.
So I'm not overly concerned.
See. More bang for your buck in that area. Just don't want to be in that area. But we did make a new friend along the way, so I'm thankful for our new friend.
Yes, he's a great guy. He's our realtor. He's also a school principal. I don't know how he does all of those things. Might have him as a guest.
And also a he's a combat veteran, so all around good guy.
Yeah.
All right, Jim, what are you grateful for this week?
I'm grateful for I'm Your Sweet Baboo.
Oh, gosh. Hi, people. I'm your host. My name is Melanie. Nice to meet you. And here with me is my co-host and my best friend and my husband and my co-conspirator and somebody I'm very grateful is in my life, Mr. James Modus, my sweet baboo.
Hi, everybody.
I can't believe I forgot to introduce each other.
Well, I said we're going to do this at the end of the show, and all of a sudden, oh, cripe! What am I grateful for? Oh no!
I didn't catch the end of the show.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, I'm grateful that I'm such a good listener. And I'm also grateful that you have a sense of humor, because this would not work.
All right, let's get the obligatory dad joke out of the way here. What does a turkey eat for dessert?
I'm afraid to ask.
Peach gobbler. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
That's almost as bad as the names on the fake squeaky candy bars that came with the dogs.
Squeakers and...
It was, what was it? Sniffers.
Sniffers, hands of Snickers. Yeah, we get these bark boxes for our dogs, and they're just full of really creative,
rotten,
creative things.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I grateful for? Well, firstly, I am grateful that God is in my life again, and that we're working things out, all the ups and downs and turns of life, and this certainly helps. I'm grateful for the decision to go back to seminary. I'm actually taking one of the seminaries I was going to go to. I was considering going
He's
to
like a woman. He keeps changing his mind.
No. I mean, this one is called what's it called? Trinity International Theological Seminary.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I know the initials are TITS. They should have thought that through a little bit better. So they've got some free online courses. So I'm taking those for now while I'm waiting for my opportunity.
I wonder what their fight song sounds like.
I
want to be a cheerleader.
It's a
for
seminary.
That
they don't have a fight song.
You know they have cheerleaders. TITS. Yay, God!
I'm probably still going to the one I finally wound up choosing.
Still
we'll
not
see.
as great as the South Lake Union trolley, but I'm going to put that up there.
There you go. All right. So, yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for this show. I mean, there are times, I fight with myself because I'm introverted sometimes to the point where I don't want to do the show. Sometimes
we actually talk about that sometimes right
It's
before
like-
the show.
it's like,
We were a
do
little late today because of all the technical difficulties.
yeah, we were
and I
like,
was
do
like,
we really just? Why?
nobody listens to us anyway. We only
That's
have,
not
one
true. We have
audience.
thousands of faithful listeners. They just listen to us after the fact on
Nobody
our
loves
platform.
me. I'm just gonna eat worms.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
come
so
on.
funny because I will do the video for the Holy Crap segment and upload it on YouTube and like nothing, like 10 views, and we've got lots of subs,
Yeah.
and I'll upload it on BitChute afterwards, and instantly we're in the double.
I get
sometimes
much
triple
more
digits.
engagement on social media through Wimkin, MeWe, Gab, Minds, all these others that
Wimka, what so now?
Wimkin,
What the
WIMKIN.
heck is that?
It's a social media platform. And MeWe, which you've heard of,
I've
Gab,
heard of MeWe, but I can
Minds,
never get into it. Gab's good.
Brighteon, a few others,
I go on Twitter /X, or the artist formerly
and
known
Twitter.
as Prince,
Yeah,
only to be a troll. That's pretty much all I do on there.
I know. I don't know why she wants
I
to
get good
do
news
that, but
stories.
it's her fun. So
I have fun on there.
Yeah.
I do.
So yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of our listeners, whether you are listening in 2023 or 2027. I'm very, very happy.
And no matter where you're listening,
Yes.
even if it's right now, if it's far in the future, whether you're on the iPhone doohickey and they keep changing the name, so I don't know what it's called this week, or Spotify, or iHeartRadio, or you're listening live right now on Spreaker, or any of the great places. I mean, we got Podchaser. I mean, there's all kinds of places that you can be to listen to us because we're literally everywhere. We're in your dreams. Drop everything.
That was the longest introduction for the drop everything gag.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd already taken off my helmet
I
and
know, it
thrown
took-
it away,
yeah.
and it's like, who cares? Hit me with the darn things
Hit
now.
like,
I don't
hit
even
share,
care.
Hit subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Tell your enemies about us because they deserve it. And if you're on the Apple, whatever one they're calling, and you can give like star reviews, here's what I want you to do. Okay. Give us a 87 million star review. One for every Biden vote that like totally happened. And if you don't like us, just give us a few stars, like 5 or 6, just to insult us, just so we know how you really feel. But don't do like 0 or 1 because that's just too on the nose. You got to make it really like hurt. Like when you tip somebody 1 penny, that's just obnoxious. But when you tip them 2 pennies, that's a little mean. But if you tip them 6 pennies, they know you really, really meant it. So 5, 6 stars, just to let us know how bad you hate us. And if you hate us so much that you must be heard, we actually have a forum on our website. You can head on over to counterculturewise.com, where you can listen to archives and you can see our animations, and sometimes we'll post things like the whole thing I talked about Israel when this whole Hamas thing broke out. We'll post extra tidbits here and there. Jim's going to have another video series coming here soon. We've got merch.
We got
There's
merchandise.
There's
Yeah, I have shot a
to see
couple
there.
of videos. I wanted to shoot a few more before we launched them, but there's no but. It'll happen. I've got a couple of other rants
And
to
there's
do.
lots of other ways that you can support us and help
Yes.
us hopefully find our new home. And, of course, if you hate our guts and you think we're awful and terrible and nasty and all of those things, fill out the ID10T form and we will give it the attention that it
We
deserves.
might even read it on the radio.
It's got to be good, though. It's got to be
Yeah.
nasty and vile.
It's got to be nasty, vile, and mean.
Or it just has to be really heartfelt and put us in our place.
Yeah.
Tell us exactly what
Yeah.
you think. So,
Anyway, furthermore, I am grateful for my job.
Furthermore, and therefore, and thusly.
And thus, I'm grateful for my job at the ministry. I'm learning a new part of my job, and it's going to lead to a raise, and I feel good about that.
That's nice.
I'm grateful for Fritzy and Max.
Yes.
They have provided constant inspiration for our show. Fritzy and Max are both getting older, but they're still in good health, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yes, Max, he meets us at the door and just walks right past us like he owns the entire yard, tells us about how he's going to be outside stomping around for a while. So he pretty much wears his harness permanently so that he can
his
go around
harness
on his
is on
trolley.
full time now.
And
yeah.
it doesn't bug him.
Not at all.
Yeah, he goes out there and putters around, and he likes the one out front because we have the trolley line, but it's also on one of those retractable leashes, so he really gets far, and he never steps on it or gets himself tangled up. Whereas the dogs, they end up braiding each other on the trolley.
It's truly amusing.
Yeah.
We switched over to chains because whenever we used cloth or ribbon or whatever.
Ribbon? Yeah, ribbon. We were using ribbon. Pink, fluffy ribbons.
I mean, the nylon. The nylon. Okay.
Yeah.
They rodeoed each other up. It's like total.
Oh no, they eat it.
Cattle tie.
They just ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got.
I got one right next to me. One of them that just broke.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna try to fix, but
they are absolute hell on those retractable leashes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sadie's hilarious though because she'll run out to the end of the trolley and just about do a backflip over herself because she forgets she's on a leash.
Total barnyard dog out of Foghorn Leghorn
out
cartoon,
of Foghorn,
right? And
We're
I'm thankful
for a fenced yard.
I'm thankful for the home we are about to receive. I am thankful for our studio. I'm thankful for this opportunity to express myself artistically.
And he's thankful for paleo, gluten-free, low-carb pizza.
Which is what she made for dinner for me the other night, and then again tonight. This one had hamburger.
I made him his own pizza.
Some surprisingly good plant-based sausage.
Yeah, I'm really blown away by that.
Cheddar and Mott's cheeses and
peppers,
and mushrooms,
and hamburger,
and red onions, of course.
And red onions.
Yeah, it was quite good.
And about 4 out of 5 ingredients that I won't touch, so I made my own that only had.
Yeah.
Oh, and black olives.
Yeah, she doesn't like tomatoes and she doesn't like mushrooms. So
no, I don't. I'm allergic to mushrooms and I don't like peppers on my food. Now I like them raw.
Raw is good.
I'll eat raw peppers all day long, but I don't like them on anything else because it makes everything tastes like peppers.
Well, that's especially true with green peppers.
Yeah.
Green bell peppers. With these other ones, we got the small ones for snacking, and
I love those things. They're so yummy.
They're delicious, and they don't taste so bad when they're heated up. They don't take over the entire.
They
plate.
smelled good. I mean,
yeah, they smelled.
It smelled like a combo pizza.
It is a combo pizza. It just doesn't have a traditional wheat crust.
What I do is I take almond flour and lay it down, and then I take mozzie and lay that down, and then I season it with Italian and garlic, and then I melt that on parchment paper, and then I fold it almost as if I were kneading bread, except you can't really touch it, so I do it with a rubber spatula, and then spread it out again so that it's the pizza crust size, and then bake it a little longer, and then I do usually 2 folds just to make sure that it's nice and even.
Right.
And then that literally becomes the crust. Then I put all the toppings on it, and then more cheese on top of those toppings, and the combination of the almond flour and the mozzie, it makes a substantial crust.
Yeah. I mean, you can make it with just the cheese. It's possible.
Yeah. But
or you could make it with just the almond flour. But
yeah.
Something about the combination, it's crusty. It resembles a thin crust pizza.
Right, and you can microwave it, and it still holds up as a crust.
Right.
Which is really nice.
Right. And you can keep it simple. I mean, you can just sprinkle cheese on it and maybe some pepperoni. But last couple of ones, we've done some serious
pineapple
combo.
And Canadian bacon and black olives.
Yeah, that one was astounding.
The next one I get to pick, it's going to be white sauce, artichoke hearts, and chicken.
That sounds amazing. That's one of her all-time favorites.
Yep.
Mine is just basic pepperoni. I don't know why. I always like pepperoni pizza.
I was really surprised when I said you can get anything you want for the second pizza. It was so funny because I told him I was going to make him pizza. And he sends me a picture of the shopping cart, and he's got like 2 gigantic bags of mozzie and 2 jars of sauce. And I'm like, well, how many pizzas am I making?
I really only intended for you to make one. I just didn't know how much would comprise a pizza.
Yeah, and so then I said, well, if he wants pizza, they're not bad. I mean, so we had what did we have last night? I made something last night too.
We made dinner last night at Chili's.
Oh, that's right. We went because it was
Veterans Day. And another
thing we're grateful for.
Our veterans. Thank you for your service if you are within the front of my voice.
Yes.
Now there's several restaurant chains that offer free meals, and I hadn't been to Chili's since the 1990s, and I thought,
I've never been to Chili's. So.
And so we went there. She had one of the best salmons that I've ever sampled from a restaurant.
It was a cilantro something or other salmon, and They're not a sponsor, but holy moly, do I recommend
They
that
were,
sandwich.
and the service
With
was
broccoli,
good.
and it was so yummy.
And I had they both at Applebee's and at Chili's, they give you a menu with several items. I know that Applebee's always has like this 6-ounce sirloin steak, and it's like, well, that's a delicious taste of a steak. It's not.
And see, for me, 6 ounces is like 2 meals.
Yeah, and they both have burgers, but I really
It was
want.
like burp. Okay, what's for dinner?
Yeah, we one of the towns we stopped in while we were hunting for the new Counterculture Wise studio. There was a place called Burger Boy, and I was hungry, and that's what she decided to take me to. So
Yep.
I didn't have a burger
He
at
said
Chili's.
something about being hungry, and I saw the sign that said Burger Boy, and I'm like, that's where Jim's going. And he had a beautiful burger.
That's one of the nicest burgers
Yeah.
I've had ever.
I had fish and chips. Well, actually, I had fish, and the dogs had chips.
Yeah. So yeah, we went to Chili's. I had a grilled bacon ranch chicken quesadilla, and it was
With everything.
out of this bloody world.
Yeah,
So
it had pico de gallo, and it looked really good.
yeah, it was quite good. And like I said, we typically go to Applebee's every year, but this year, for one thing, it was closer to the house. For another thing, we just hadn't been. Melanie had never been.
Yeah.
So
I've driven by it like a billion times.
yeah, it's we're in that neighborhood pretty frequently.
I'm surprised I didn't order baby back ribs because that's all I know about them. But
That's what they're famous
that
for.
salmon just
But
it was so good. Yeah.
I told her that this that was founded in Texas, so it's a
Yay!
yeah.
I didn't know Dr. Pepper was from Texas, so I'm learning all kinds of
It's
things about
it
my
actually
home
got its
state.
start in Waco.
How did I not know that?
I don't know. Still have yet to go to the Dr. Pepper Museum here in Waco, and
Yeah.
I really want to do
I'm gonna
that.
do that and the
Ranger
Ranger
Museum.
I kept wanting to say mounted police. I'm like, wait, that's Canada.
I'll save you now.
Yeah, and we need to be tourists in our own town. I mean, we got our zoo passes, so that counts. Oh, and we have a new baby. It looks like a deer thingy, but it's not a deer because it's like teeny tiny. I can't remember the name of it because it's like 6 syllables. But hey, congratulations to the babies.
To the new thing at the zoo.
The new thing at the zoo. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting penguins like any minute now.
Yeah, they've been announcing that for the longest time.
Yeah, I want my penguins. I'm not leaving until I get my penguins. Okay, so Mr. Actor Boy.
SAG-AFTRA ends its strike, and the actors are back on duty.
Wait, did I miss something? Because I don't remember actors being gone.
Are you joking me? We've done whole talks
No,
about
I know
it.
that. I'm just saying there's nothing I watched where the actors being gone made a difference in my world.
Oh, yeah, well,
Just saying.
okay. All right. You don't appreciate actors as much as I do.
You're the only actor
That's
that matters
okay.
to me, James.
You don't love me.
I just said you're the only actor that matters to me. So they have a bunch of nobodies on the...
No, but it's a win for actors because they won't be using AI duplicates of us in films and TV shows. So
what is going to stop them? Because, I mean, if they decide to do that and you all go on strike, they'll be like, I don't care, I got your likeness.
that was the whole point. We were trying to avoid that.
I know, so what's going to stop them?
What's going to stop them is they have a signed agreement with the union that they won't do it.
And okay, but what does that do? Because
Melanie, I'm not a member of the SAG. I don't bloody know.
If you can fire everybody and not have to pay them or worry about the union, I mean, what are they going to do? We are going to have all the actors talking like this.
I don't know, babe. I just don't know anymore.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see that they're back to work.
I'm just happy they're back to work. Why you got to break it into little tiny bits and pieces?
Well,
and
keep in mind that none of these people lost their jobs during COVID.
It's true.
So we're supposed to feel sorry for them.
Well, actually, a
People
lot of
who
them,
lost their
a lot of
businesses.
studios shut down productions of stuff because of the coof. So I don't know. Anyway, that's that on that subject.
You know, I have to say, the current president, Fran Drescher, I like her.
I do. I always thought she was cute, and there was
She's gorgeous. She's hard to listen to, but the fact that
I don't
she
know. I
makes
kind of
fun
like
of
her
herself-
voice, actually.
The fact that she makes fun of herself for it is just fabulous. I
Yeah.
just- I don't
Plus,
know.
she's been through hell. I mean, she's been
Yeah.
through breast
She's
surgery
a
and all
fighter. Yeah. I may not agree with everything she has to say, but I have respect for her.
that. Yeah.
She has a great sense of humor. I mean, she got handed this horrible voice, and she did. I mean, I've seen her do stand up, and she's funny.
Yeah, she is really
Yeah.
funny.
All right, anything else you want to say about SAG?
No, but I will say something about veterans, and I didn't know this was going on since yesterday we had all these things we're doing. We're flying around town. I'm not even paying attention. I barely knew there was a World Series going on.
Wait, baseball? Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
We saw.
The
We
Texas-
actually drove by the veterans thingy, and there was like some barbecue or something going on there, and we're like, "Oh, hey, we'll go over there,"
And we didn't.
and we didn't stop. I meant
And it
to.
wasn't just that. There was actually, and there's an article here in our show notes.
Oh wow!
There was a huge Waco Veterans Day parade, and it was the 100th year anniversary for the Veterans Day parade, and we missed it because I didn't know about it
I
because
didn't either.
we were in our
not-
own world.
How do we not know about these things?
We're in our own world right now. We're circling the
You know,
wagons.
I've never been to a parade.
You've never been to a parade?
I've never been to a parade.
Have you ever been in a parade?
No.
Well, on the 101st anniversary, if we're still in the Waco area, we'll do it.
Yikes. Okay. I don't know.
But yeah, there were.
I don't want to go to the Waggle Your Privates parade, though. I'm not interested.
That's
in that
not the one. That's a different kind of pride. Ugh. Now I've been to a pride parade.
Don't you just stand there and watch people walk by? I mean, it sounds boring to me.
Well, I mean, they don't necessarily just walk by. Sometimes they march by playing the instruments. Sometimes there's floats going by with good-looking young people on it. And if you've seen the Macy's Day Parade or Macy's Thanksgiving Parade on TV, right?
Usually we play it in the background while we're running around cooking and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
That is one thing I do want to do in our new place,
What's that?
if it's conducive, is to set up our... We actually have a full... Just outside of our studio, we also have a projector and a projector screen and all these
A
things.
huge one, in fact.
Yeah, and we need to just set it up and use it. I
Yeah.
want our Christmas movie binge watching to be on the screen this year, because last year we sat up in bed and watched it on a teeny tiny laptop.
After a while, they all start to blend together. Those yippee-yi-ki-yay, Mary.
Okay, you've got to write that. What was the name of that park that we're going by? The
Mother Neff.
Mother Neff.
N-E-F-F.
I'm
Mother
sick
Neff.
of these mother neffing snakes in this
Something.
mother neffing park. No, we got to do the ho ho ho. Well, Mary. we got to combine all of those. But yeah, we usually we kick off the Christmas season with the ultimate Christmas movie,
Die Hard.
And we usually end with It's a Wonderful Life, because then we're all cried out by then. But
Yeah,
there's some
and
subtle things.
I always try to find us a venue somewhere in Central Texas that shows at least one of these movies. And that's one thing Texas is almost sick with, is repertory movie theaters. Where they show... I mean, there's one in Belton called, appropriately enough, the Beltonian. Just turned 100 last year.
Love that theater.
And they
do dinner movies.
For example, they did the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe over the first half of 2023. Imagine that.
It's just a little tiny one-off, and it's quaint, and I love.
There's
that
also
theater.
a drive-in movie theater we've been to
Yes.
in Gatesville, which is really
That's
fun.
where we saw the last Bond movie.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun, and
that probably will be the last Bond movie. I don't know. How do you top that?
well, I'm sure we're gonna have a trans black whatever something.
I don't care.
Go down the list.
I don't
Aborted
care.
whale.
If it's entertaining,
Barefoot aborted whale snot bubble. I don't
if
know.
it's an entertaining movie, I will watch it. It's fine. I'm not that. I mean,
it's not entertaining when you're preaching to me.
I
you
know.
It's just not entertaining.
They did that as far back as Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
What? I love that, Albert.
But there was always a lesson they tried to teach you, rather than
No, I
just
don't mind
entertaining you.
lessons like, hey, kids,
Be
don't
nice
lie
to
to
your
your
neighbors.
mom, or be nice to your neighbors, or look both ways before you cross the street, or G.I. Joe says, whatever.
Go, Joe!
That's different than I'm a robot, but I have pronouns. Oh, bite me.
Okay.
No, they literally did that on the last Transformers movie.
Oh, for crying out
I'm not even
criminy.
joking.
That's why I don't watch these big franchise anime movies
non-binary.
anymore.
I
Just
never
don't.
heard that word
I
before.
mean, okay, it's live action,
That's
I know.
what I am. No, you're not.
Yeah,
You're
right.
a freaking robot. You don't even...
know.
Bird and Ernie are not gay. They don't have a bottom half.
Maybe they should have stayed on strike. Anyway,
There you go.
we
You
don't
understand where
really
I'm
have a
coming
TDSer of the week except Hillary,
from. Hillary, yeah.
going, if he becomes president again, it's the end of our democracy. He's a Nazi.
I'm so sick of hearing that. They're literally
Blow your nose,
marching
Hillary.
in the streets demanding that we genocide the Jews, and they have the temerity, or in her case, the balls, to say that Trump is somehow Hitler. He's never marched in the streets demanding that we genocide the Jews. Now, Berkeley's doing it. Stanford's doing it.
Good old Berserkly. I almost went there,
What?
Yeah, I when I was in high school, I went to Berkeley with visited with the
You could
possible.
have gone to Berkeley and had an education and made money, and I'm stuck with whatever the hell you did instead?
Well, that wasn't exactly where I was going with the
okay.
conversation, but
All
if
right.
you want to drag it over that way.
I'm way over here not leading the conversation. Broken down, poor, uneducated.
I'm educated as heck. Haven't applied it. That's all I. Anyway, that's not for public consumption. Silly girl.
We have no public. We have one audience, and he's not even talking to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe because you listen to us argue instead, as if we were married or something.
You know, people tune in just for that, right?
I know.
And with the ginger snaps.
hate to let you down.
Okay, what do you say we share some nice stories since we're almost an hour into this thing?
Counterculture Wise is proud to present News of the Weird and Wonderful. Here are your hosts, Melanie Hope and Jim Monis.
Hey, that's
And
us.
I really think it's great that we hired Ted Knight from the grave to do that
I
introduction.
think he did a really good job.
Yeah.
He sounds a lot better dead than our current president.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice,
Okay, Ted, that's good enough.
That was Ted.
That was Ted.
I can't unhear it now. Oh my god, I never made that connection.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you just blew my mind.
And Casey Kasem did the voice of Robin.
Robin?
Yeah.
Didn't he also do Shaggy?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
He was very
I didn't know
versatile.
he did Robin.
On a couple of different versions of Super Friends.
Okay. I always watched the one with the Darth Vader head that flew around.
Oh, that one. Yeah. You know,
The League of
not
Doom.
everything DC did was good,
That's
you
the
know.
only one I ever got to see, because that's the only one they showed.
The one with Batmite, that one?
What?
Never mind.
That might?
Yeah. He was an annoying little twerp
Bug?
who caused...
No, and I never watched the Scrappy-Doo ones either. I could not stand that
Oh,
stupid
Scrappy-Doo? No, I don't... They got so gimmicky.
I didn't mind the gray dumb one, but I couldn't
Dynamite?
stand,
Yeah, Dynamite
Dynamite
was
could not
okay.
stand Scrappy. Blech.
No, it just turned too gimmicky.
Yeah.
It was like there were some good Scooby-Doo shows and some not so good.
I like the
The
one
original was good.
I
The
like the one
the
with
mystery
Mama
movies.
Cass, and I
Yeah,
like
the
ones
mystery
with
movies with like Mama
I like
Cass
the ones
and
with the
Sonny and Cher and all that. Those
I
were
didn't see
all
the
right.
Sonny and Cher one, but I saw the Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And then the Globetrotters got their own show, and then they got another one where they all had like weird arms.
Yeah,
and
I don't.
superpowers.
That
I
that
didn't
was
get that
stupid.
One.
The first
Yeah.
the first one was good. See, like I said, they get gimmicky. Scooby-Doo had so many incarnations, including one where he and Shaggy looked realistic, and then they went to total modern cartoony look, which was very strange. And then, then they finally had one called the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which took it back to its roots. That had
13
Vincent
Ghosts?
Price narrating it.
Oh wow!
It was pretty cool.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, news of the weird and wonderful. More weird than wonderful. This one is funny. This is the world's most inconvenient convenience store.
Interesting to hear more about that.
And you know I ain't shopping there. A tiny shop hanging from the side of a steep cliff face has been nicknamed the most inconvenient convenience store in China for supplying refreshments to climbers. And these are people literally like on a straight up and down, hanging on for dear life cliff face. The wooden shed is 394 feet above the ground in the Xinjiang National Geological Park in the Hunan province. The shop is said to be, quote, unique in its surrounding scenery and for the way it provides sustenance to passing climbers. Workers are reported to replenish stock daily using zip lines, while only one member of staff is inside the store at any one time, according to Chinese media. The park's general manager, Song, what a great name, said the journey up the cliff to the store takes about 90 minutes. Forget that noise. Climbers can pick up a free bottle of water inside the box, but posts on social media have said that the outlet would leave them absolutely terrified, adding its position was beyond genius. One blogger on Chinese social network Weibo called it the most inconvenient convenience store in the country, reported CNN.
It's a long way to go for Coca-Cola, I'm telling you.
The store is located on a mountain... Well, I want to know where they keep their money. The store is located on a mountain route which is peppered with metal anchors for climbers to fasten themselves to. That park is also the home to the Huan Kuai, the world's longest glass suspension. Oh, I've seen that. They're building one of those in Nevada for the...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Glass... Well, it's not a suspension bridge, but it juts out. Actually, I think they already built it, but it's a glass bridge, so you're like looking down into the Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah, they have that, yeah.
I'd be crawling on my hands and knees and holding on for dear life. The transparent structure opened in 2015 and is suspended over a steep crevasse 180 meters above the ground.
For out.
Yeah.
All right.
Forget that noise.
Now we know where Pepto-Bismol comes from.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
A pond in Hawaii is drawing attention due to its unusual pink color, and experts said it be the result of recent drought conditions.
Wow.
Maui residents said they noticed in recent days...
That's even pinker than Pepto.
Pardon me?
That's even pinker than Pepto. That's like neon pink.
Maui residents said they noticed in recent days that Kealia
That's the
Pond...
name of my next pump fan, pinker than Pepto.
Pinker than Pepto. Be ready for the pharmaceutical companies to come after you. Kealia Pond had turned an unusual pink and purple hue. I just happened to drive by and I was like, it's like Pepto-Bismol pink, Travis Morin told Hawaii News Now. Morin captured drone footage of the pond, which quickly went viral on Instagram. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service confirmed the water has been pink for nearly 2 weeks.
Oh, my.
Officials said the color change is believed to be the result of halobacteria found in waters with high salinity, and the pond's salt content has recently gone undiluted by rain as a result of drought conditions.
Oh.
The water is not believed to be toxic, but samples have been sent to the University of Hawaii for further testing. So, yeah, I wouldn't swim in that or drink it, or I'd look at it for a long time and go, ooh. I love the color.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's a beautiful color, but it's not normal watercolor.
Interesting. Interesting. All right, one more story, then we got to pay some bills, and we'll come back with the second half of the wonderfuler version. This I totally believe because when I worked at Point Defiance Zoo, after Halloween, everybody would bring their pumpkins and all the leftover pumpkins, and literally every animal in the zoo loves pumpkins. Polar bears, musk ox, some of the sea otter, they all love the pumpkins. So everybody would be noshing on pumpkins. So this lady caught on her Ring doorbell a moose eating her jack-o'-lanterns. An Alaska woman's home security camera recorded footage of her Halloween pumpkin being stolen off her porch by a hungry suspect, a moose. And if you haven't ever been in the vicinity of a moose, I don't think people realize how big these things are.
They're gigantic.
They are enormous. And did you know that more people are trampled by moose in Alaska than are mauled by bears?
I had no idea.
Moose are very dangerous and mean. and trampoline, apparently. Natalie Levy's Ring doorbell camera recorded the early morning visit by a hungry bull moose that stood at the foot of her porch for several minutes while snacking on a pumpkin. He wasn't just bull, he was bold. The post-Halloween porch cleanup fairy paid us a morning visit, she said.
Well put.
Nice way to take it. The moose wasn't the only wild animal to turn porch pirate in recent days. In Orlando, Florida, family security camera recorded a bear walking up to their home and stealing a bag of Taco Bell that had just been dropped off by Uber Eats. Oh, that's awesome. Go
we
bear!
had a story last week about a bear that raided a barbecue party and ate all the burgers.
Oh my God,
so
that's
yeah.
hilarious. He's like, hey, Uber Eats, this is great.
Yeah, some Taco Bell for me.
All right, guys, I'm sorry we started a little bit late, but we do have to pay a couple of bills, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the Wonderful and maybe some fun Florida stories.
How about that? Why not?
In this digital society, making connections is quickly becoming a lost art form. Yet, if you are a small business owner, building your network is the only way you can get ahead. Can these skills be learned? You bet they can. Read Nose to Nose Networking, no-nonsense in-person networking tips from a master. Who's the master? Well, who better to teach networking and friend-building skills than a golden retriever? The author, Melanie Hope, takes the antics of Abigail and translates them into the human experience. Through Abby, you will learn how to set your intention, build a network, and get into and out of conversations with grace. Find it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, in hard copy or on Kindle or Nook. Visit counterculturewise.com for direct links.
Well, there they go again, getting their panties in a twist over something political. This one goes on and on about equal pay, while that one wants a particular pronoun. What is it they want nowadays? Well, I don't remember. Mommy says that the snowflakes have taken over, so I've come back to endorse whine-away snowblowers. With plenty of hot air and a built-in blowtorch, you'll be able to clear most protests in no time. The next time the snowflakes close in, whine away.
Hello, I'm Senator Wishwash. When I started my political career, I was well known as a straight shooter. I was well known as someone whose word you could count on. I was also well known as someone who couldn't get elected as dog catcher. I needed to do something drastic to avoid having to continue working at a real job. Then a campaign donor told me about Politicil.
From the state-of-the-art CCW labs in an undisclosed bunker in Pahrump comes Politicil, an exclusive blend of vitamins, herbs, and secret chemicals that inhibit your ability to speak the plain truth. One pill at breakfast and lunch will increase your ability to obfuscate, placate, and subjugate.
30 years ago, I cared deeply about the effects of my policies on the people I represented. But after years of using Politicil, I can relax knowing my needs are well taken care of while my constituents do whatever it is that people do.
For decades, I've been consistent in my message, and I didn't feel it necessary to use a product like Politicil. I trusted that my basic stance and consistent political message would have taken me to the top. Well, I learned my lesson. I got soundly trounced by Politicil users, not once, but twice. Learn from my mistakes and take Politicil today. I don't know what I'm signing, saying, or doing half the time, but my wife Jill and President Harris tell me I've reached the top. Thanks, Politicil.
Take Politicil and feel the power.
Use as directed. Ask your doctor if Politicil is right for you. If your doctor says no, find another doctor. Side effects may include blurred vision, tremors, night terrors, hair loss, and anal leakage. If you experience any of these symptoms or such symptoms as projectile vomiting, loss of speech, excessive dandruff, stroke, heart attack, diabetes, or cancer, do not stop use of Politicil, or you will go back to being the powerless, ethical dope that you were before. Do not use Politicil with our other products, especially Growaset. On second thought, go ahead and use it with Growaset, Litardian, Give a Shot, Get a Damn Life, and all of our other fine products because we like expensive ice cream too.
Leaders, listen up. Do you feel like you can't get a dang thing done because of all the namsy-pamsy crybabies that want you to coddle their creativity? When you give orders, are you met with vacant stares only rivaled by a cocker spaniel? It's not them. It's you. You need to shape up or they'll ship you out. Read the Sniper's Guide to Leadership, and you'll become a more effective leader, communicator, and motivator. Forget SMART goals and learn SWIFT goals. Get the Sniper's Guide to Leadership in paperback, Kindle, and Nook. Today!
Many women enjoy candlelight, wine, and a steamy romance novel. Would you buy anything simply because you like the sound of my accent? Well, then buy my new air box. Literally boxes of the airs that I have expelled while being extremely French. Available only through Counterculture-Wise Radio.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim from Counterculture-Wise with my newest jingle about our store. I don't mean to be intrusive, but just have a look at our exclusive stuff you just can't find in any store. Click on the big store link and find mugs that you can drink from, and shirts and hoodies and mouse pads and much more.
What is that awful sound?
Chop it, woman. I'm just getting started.
Oh, boy.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. Buy our crap and come support us. Whatever thing you can afford us, so our mean old landlord doesn't throw us in the street. We've got goggle stuff to deck your place, and Max's gorgeous orange face, and FBI and mooing slabs of meat.
Stop already.
No way, Toots. I'm on a roll. I can't emphasize enough how much you need to buy our stuff so I can live a better life chock full of luck. If after everything I've said I haven't gotten through your head, then it's really clear you just don't give a...
Yeah, no!
I want what I want, woman!
And we want you to check out our great official gear at counterculturewise.com. Radio with heart in mind.
And now, CCW News presents Holy Crap! This is actually happening! Domestic Terrorist Edition, November 12th, 2023. I'm Chuck U. Farley. The big news this week is that the RNC had another debate, moderated by only Republican-hating pundits, in which Trump basically won again by simply not being present. Meanwhile, The Guardian, CNN, and other Pravda parrots are running new hit pieces on President Trump, calling him a dictator because he pointed out that Biden has weaponized the DOJ and FBI to go after his political rivals like only a losing dictator would do. Reporters were either too stupid or too corrupt to understand that such tactics would not apply to Trump if he were re-elected in 2024, mainly because he is not a corrupt, senile cabbage who could only win by weaponizing the DOJ and FBI to target his opponents. In Tuesday's election, more than 300 voting machines in Pennsylvania's Northampton County were deemed to have a coding error, which caused votes to flip the opposite of what the voter chose. Rather than fix the problem and ensure it never happens again, the county obtained a court order that allowed the machines to continue to be used. I swear, I am not making this up. But don't worry, voters, since the absolutely pristine, perfect, fair, and free elections of 2020, no matter how many pre-printed votes are counted or boxes of mail-in ballots show up after 3 a.m., and no matter how many machines are illegally connected to the internet or break down or flip your vote before your eyes or reject your ballot altogether, you can sleep soundly knowing the Democrats have promised, once again, that everything will be fixed on the backside. 7 Nashville cops are on paid leave because one of them did their job by informing and possibly protecting the public by releasing parts of the Nashville shooters' progressive, racist manifesto. Not all heroes wear capes. Since the Mockingbird press wasn't willing to report on it, it was scooped by long-canceled comedian Steven Crowder. Rather than react to the atrocity of both the original act and that the reasons behind it were systematically hidden from the public, the press instead chose to shoot the messenger. The ironic part of the story is that Crowder stated none of the 7 officers punished were the informant. The number 1 YouTuber, Mr. Beast, is under fire from the tolerant, underdog-supporting leftoids for digging wells in Kenya because it's somehow racist to actually help people in need. While the villagers danced for joy as soon as they saw clean, fresh water spring up, white, upper-class U.S. progressives say the move embarrassed the ineffective Kenyan government, even though it should be embarrassed for not bothering to take a few minutes to provide its citizens with clean drinking water. Both Republicans and Democrats voted to censure Rashida Tlaib after she came out in rabid support of her family, a terrorist organization Hamas. While she shouted and tweeted, "From the river to the sea," in a near-perfect German accent, her littermate, Ilhan Omar, chose to shriek at decibels only crack-addicted chihuahuas could hear. The only squad member that managed to outperform their fake crying and shrieking did so by pulling a fire alarm. Speaking of domestic terrorists, the FBI never bothered to get involved when celebrities like George Lopez, Marilyn Manson, and Kathy Griffin proudly posted images of them decapitating the sitting President of the United States, nor did they bother when multiple public figures, from Madonna to Johnny Depp, loudly announced that they wanted to assassinate him. The FBI admits to repeatedly ignoring persons of interest who later shot up schools. It does not bother with Muslims bombing music venues and mowing down joggers with their trucks of peace. It turns a blind eye from Hamas and Boko Haram sauntering through our wide-open borders. It could not care less about BLM or Antifa looting and burning down their own cities. But under the Biden administration, the FBI has officially announced that those who seek to uphold the Constitution or don't want their grade schoolers shown gay porn are, quote, the highest threat to America, end quote. This means that, in the eyes of the FBI, the only real terrorist threats to the USA are the people whose tax dollars fund the FBI. For CCW News, this has been Holy Crap, this is actually happening. I am Chuck U. Farley. Good night, and may God help us.
Well, Chuck sounded like he was in good spirits.
Yeah.
Probably because there's not so much news.
Maybe. I don't think he didn't mention Biden at all in this one.
Aww.
I don't think. Well, yeah, I guess he did a little.
He wasn't really any. Well, he mentioned the cabbage in chief, but that was in passing. But, I mean, Biden's not really doing anything, so who cares?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's move on to the Wonder Fuller side of Weird and Wonderful. This is right up your alley, Jim.
Yes, it is.
I you know what? When I saw that story, I said, I bet you Jim's going to report on that. And I'm going to be honest, every single one of these completely surprises me. That's like when they finally inducted Tina Turner into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like, what, last year?
Yeah, I was like, whoa,
what?
how about that?
Yeah.
I mean, she'd been inducted with Ike, but...
Oh, well, I guess that kind of counts. It's like saying Michael was inducted with the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a toy Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. I think we've even reported on this before, but it's been a few years.
Okay. Well, you'll be interested to find out what was inducted into the Hall of Fame
Indeed.
this year.
The National Toy Hall of Fame in New York announced its inductees for this year are baseball cards. I didn't know baseball cards.
First of all, I don't consider them a toy, but... Okay. But you would have thought that would have been one of the first ones.
One of the first ones, yeah. Cabbage Patch Kids.
That one I kind of get because that was like an 80s thing.
Yeah. The Fisher-Price Corn Popper, and I had one of those when I was a kid. I distinctly remember.
Everybody on planet Earth had one of those as a kid.
Yep.
No doctor's office,
I
no
loved that
dentist
toy.
office.
I was fascinated by that.
Everywhere you go. Yeah.
I loved that one.
I'm amazed that came so late.
And Nerf.
Okay, that one blows my mind.
I would have thought Nerf balls would have been in like decades ago.
Yeah, Nerf should have been with like Jacks and
yeah. The Hall of Fame, part of the Strong National Museum.
Now I need to look up if Jacks and pickup sticks are in it because maybe they're not.
Maybe. The Hall of Fame, part of the Strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, said the Fisher-Price Corn Popper was chosen by popular vote from a special field of forgotten 5 toys. The other 3 inductees were chosen from 12 finalists, including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Battleship,
Okay, that's a surprising
Choose
one.
Your Own Adventure books and
I wouldn't call that a toy, though.
Ken.
Well, Ken's getting his day because of the Barbie movie.
Yeah. Christopher Bench, Vice President for Collections and Chief Curator at the museum, said each toy inducted this year brings its own unique form of play.
Barbie was inducted in 1999, in case you were worrying.
I don't know.
Oh, and because of the recent birthday, Crayolas were also inducted in 1999.
They deserve it. Yum, yum. Baseball cards encourage lifelong playing and collection, he said. Cabbage Patch Kids continue to encourage imagination and storytelling for kids. Fisher-Price Corn Popper, which is a forgotten finalist no longer, is a great activity for toddlers.
This just started in 1999, so they haven't been doing this for very long.
No.
Are you interested in the very first inductees?
Let me finish the article, and then, yes, I would love to know.
How about now?
Nerf toys are designed for indoor and outdoor activity, and they often find kids and grown-ups playing together. They have the photo includes one of the original Nerf balls from Parker Brothers from, I think that came out in early 70s, I think.
Yeah, it's back when it was just like a cushy, foam.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And that it turned into an entire empire.
Bat sometimes,
and now it's guns and
bats
and
all
sport.
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can tell me.
Okay, so the complete list of toys inducted, starting with 1999.
Okay.
Number 1. Any guesses?
Hot Wheels? I guess I was wrong.
I'm curious now.
Go down the list. We'll see it.
Hot Wheels. Wait, where'd it go? Do not make it until 2011.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Barbie. And here we are in 2023, and Ken finally got his shot. Sexist. Number 2.
Yeah. Monopoly.
Better than popcorn. Better than a cake. Better than sushi. Better than pretty much any snack out there. Come on, you're Marine. What?
Crayons?
Crayola!
You just said that 5 minutes ago. Like, how could it be that? I mean, you just said...
Yep. Number 3, erector sets.
Okay.
Now, I have never seen an erector set.
Yeah, you build things with machines. It's pretty cool.
Etch-a-Sketch.
Okay.
That's still a valid...
that's fun. I still love those.
Frisbee. Hula hoop. Me, I want a hula hoop. Oh, dang it. I said I wasn't going to do any Christmas songs. 7, Lego.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln Logs. Obviously, these are in alphabetical order. What do you think comes after Lincoln Logs?
Tinker Toys. I have no idea.
Alphabet, Jim. L-M-N-O-P.
I know, I was joking. I have no idea.
Well, you lost them a long time ago.
Marbles.
Yeah. Then Monopoly.
Excellent.
Play-Doh. And this was the reason I looked this up, because I wanted to know. The Red Flyer Wagon.
Oh,
First
Flyer
year.
Wagon. Okay.
Roller skates. Now, I wonder if it was the metal ones that you attach to your shoes. What do you bet it was?
I'll bet it was like
Yeah.
the ones you attach with a key to the shoes.
Got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key.
Hey, Melanie.
Hey, what?
Here's a quiz for my friends. Who sang the song, Melanie? Brand new key. Who sang it, Melanie?
I think that we should get together and try them out, you see.
She was named after Melanie Sofka,
I
the woman
was.
who sang the song. So that's
which
pretty
is the
cool.
only song I know by her, which is really pathetic. I should listen to more
She know
songs.
Candles in the Rain too. I play it a lot on it's on my Spotify
Seems
playlist.
to me you could have done
No,
with
no,
Candles
no,
in the
no.
Rain. Because they always get
Lay down, lay it on down. Let
you don't know it.
You don't
I
know it.
I should learn.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll play it for you after the show.
Who named me?
She played at Woodstock, and this was a song about her experience at Woodstock. Became a
Chat
gigantic
says Lincoln
hit.
Logs were the off-grid version of erector sets, so that's why both of them got inducted at the same time.
Okay, so anyway,
okay, Radio Flyer, roller skates, QRST.
So it skipped Spirograph?
It did.
That needs to be remedied.
Well, I'm sure it comes up. Let me see. When did it come up? So we're talking 1999 here. So let's see. Control F. Click on the right screen. Spyro.
I heard the plunk.
Was it spelled S-P-I-R-O?
Spirograph. Yeah. Now we gotta remedy that. Also, we need to put in Light Bright, and we need to put in. Yeah, we need to get Light Bright in there. We need to get the See and Say. The farmer says.
I told you about my broken See and Say, right? Oh my God, my parents were musicians and stoners. And I had a broken See and Say, and it's like, the cat says, "Mom." And they would just spend hours. Here I am, this little bitty kid, and my parents stole my See and Say. Okay. After real estates come, let me be your teddy bear.
Oh.
You do a better Elvis than I do. So we got Erector Sets, Lincoln Logs, and Tinker Toys.
Yay, Tinker Toys.
I love Tinker Toys.
I had Tinker Toys on
Viewmaster. I totally had a Viewmaster.
I had them like back when they were this boring gray color.
And not just any yo-yo.
Duncan yo-yo.
Duncan yo-yo.
They were the yo-yo.
They
people.
make the best yo-yos and the near best donuts.
Yes, they do.
Yes. All right, 2000.
You mean that was all just in 1999? That's going to take up the rest of the dang show.
No, because there's only like 1 or 2 every year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in 2000 they had 5.
Okay.
They have BJJMS. Those are your hints.
BJJMS.
Mm-hmm. That's what they start
Beanage, Jute, Binja
No,
Gurgles?
that's what they start with. There's 5 of them. The first one starts with B. Okay, the first 2 start with BJ.
Bjorn Begir,
My favorite toy! Okay, I can't get fired.
Please, just tell me what they are. I'm really horrible at that.
Bicycle. It's amazing how many rock songs are about toys. I want to ride my bicycle. Okay, Jax. Jax made it in 2000.
Okay.
Jump rope.
Okay.
Mr. Potato Head.
All right.
I wouldn't think he would have made it in that soon. And it's Slinky. It's Slinky.
This one is a wonderful toy.
Okay. 2001 only saw 2 entered, and they start with S and T.
All right, if we're going to do the S&T thing, hold on. Told you I don't want to do this no more. My head hurts. I've had a beer.
A beer. Listen to him. I just had a beer.
That's okay. We had an S and a T, and okay, it was...
I don't know the theme songs to either one of these. First one is Silly Putty.
Silly Putty, they didn't have one.
Okay, and Tonka Trucks.
I had a Tonka truck.
Like a rock. Wait, that's not Tonka.
No, that's Chevrolet, but thanks. Yeah, Tonka trucks were, back then anyway, they were solid pieces of metal. They were great.
Yeah, believe it or not, I had a dump truck.
Yeah,
I was a total tomboy. They would have cut off my boobs nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, 2002, we got the Jigsaw Puzzle and Raggedy Ann.
All right.
Wow, 2003, Alphabet Blocks and Checkers.
So when did dominoes come into play, so to speak? You'd have to think it would.
2012, and Domino's came in with Star Wars action figures.
That figures.
Okay, I don't understand this one. 2011, the blanket? That's not a toy. Blankets aren't toys. You got dollhouses, Hot Wheels,
when you're
and
a baby,
blanket?
But when you're a baby, that is your toy, is your blanket.
That's not a toy. Let's see.
Do a play for
Okay, 2009. It took until 2000. It took 10 years for them to induct the Ball.
The Ball.
At the same time, they inducted the Game Boy and the Big Wheel.
Big wheels are fun.
Playing cards didn't make it in until 2010. Okay, let's see what else. Let's see. Rubber ducky, you're the one. 2013. When do you think the little Green Army men made it in?
Probably 2014.
You suck. Okay. Skip around, skip around, skip around. What is Little People?
It'd be like the Fisher Price the little I'll show you.
See, if you click on it, it takes you to Wikipedia, and it talks about dwarfism.
No. People, I think they're made by Fisher
They're
Price.
not Weeble Wobbles, right?
No, they're not. Hold on. I got them. Hold on.
Round slots that you stuck them in their little round slotted cars?
Yes.
Okay, I know what those are.
Yes.
So they had to wait until 2016, and they were inducted with the Swing and Dungeons and Dragons, which I also would not consider a toy.
Yeah, these guys. Well, no.
2018 was interesting. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, that
That's
was
what
Little
they called
People.
them, Little People? Okay.
Yeah, that's what they call them, Little People.
Yeah, my younger cousin
The big bird one looks particularly creepy.
My younger cousin had the apparatus where you had the cars would go down the slidey thing, and then it would land in the elevator, and then you'd crank it back up, and then it would go back down the slidey thing.
It's like Hot Wheels, right?
No, those Little People
Little
things sat in
People.
them.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was pretty cool. No, I had Hot Wheels. I had Hot Wheels
too.
and slot cars. I was a total tomboy. I had Hot Wheels slot cars, and I rode bareback and barefoot on my horse. Okay. 2018 was interesting. Magic 8 Ball, Pinball, and Uno.
Yay, Uno. That's one of my favorite games.
Okay, 2017. Weird year. The game Clue.
Mm-hmm.
The Wiffle Ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the Paper Airplane.
I was never good at making those.
I'm really good at them because I have a student that's how I reward him when we get his math done. We watch tutorials and we build paper airplanes. So
Wow.
I've gotten pretty good at them.
Imagine.
I actually made the plane that the dude jettisoned out of, and they couldn't find it. They had a paper version of that, and required scissors though to get the little wing doohickeys on it. But okay, something Baby Nancy, never heard of it. Sidewalk Chalk and Jenga in 2020. American Girl Dolls in 2021. Risk and Sand.
Yes,
They inducted Sand.
Sure, why not?
Yay, Sand! Thanks, Mom! It would have meant a lot more if we didn't live on the beach, but hey! Thanks, Mom! Sand. Don't worry, Johnny. Next year I'll get you water. If you really behave, I might get you a shovel. Whee, Sand. Skateboard didn't make it in until 2008. And it came in with the stick. Okay, they totally outdid Sand, all right? Look what I got you, Billy! Gosh, Mom, a stick! I can't wait! What? Why would you induct a stick into the... Where's the rock? Why hasn't the rock been inducted?
It probably will be. So now we have to write a list of potentials. Like I would have to say Spirograph and Yahtzee, and
this only goes up to 2021, so I don't know what got into 2022.
There might not have been. COVID
They
did
inducted a
weird.
lot of extra ones, but they had specific. Yeah, what is Spirograph? Okay. God, I love my Spirograph.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Graph. Was it spelled with an I or a Y?
Spiro graph.
Okay.
It was originally made by Kenner. I think Hasbro has the rights to it now.
Nerf, Catan, and Bingo are among the new finalists.
Nerf
That
one.
was in 2022. Toy, Spirograph, National Museum of History, Geometric Drawing Tool. Yeah, it hasn't made it yet. It was
Radio
it was
controlled
one of the-
cars should be
Those
in there.
haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In 2022, they reported Toy Hall of Fame picks 3 more, but no love for Nerf or Spirograph. So Nerf made it this year. Woo woo!
I mean, Spirograph ain't too far behind.
Light Bright has made it, though, in 2022.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait, it's just a picture. Let me double check. We only talk about the most important things here. He-Man action figures, really?
G.I. Joe get in?
No.
Wait, G.I. Joe. Gotta have G.I. Joe and Spirograph in there.
We got
Of course, the
There's a lot
squirt
of
gun.
really weird. So they've got like what looks like subheadings, but they're actually different articles, and it's really confusing because it says the Barbie drug, why it's so dangerous. I'm like, when did that get inducted? Like, okay, National Toy Fund. This is last year. An object dating to ancient times, a line of muscle-bound action figures, and an iconic art set whose medium is colored. Okay, so the spinning top, He-Man action figures, and Light Bright made it last year.
Okay. Light Bright's legit.
I can't believe the stick made it in before the spinning top.
I like the little one, the ones
Hey,
that
guys.
the all metal ones used to pump.
Yeah, that's exactly the one that made
Yeah,
it
I
in.
love those.
Because those actually date back to ancient times.
Mm-hmm.
Even before the dreidel, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like those too. You know what I don't like, and I'm glad it isn't in there?
What?
Jack in the Box. The scary, evil, nasty clown comes out and goes,
I had one
I
of
want to
those.
eat your face! Boing, gung, 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 gung. Yeah, I hate
I
those
had one of
things.
those when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think they had a Bugs Bunny version of it too.
I used to.
They specifically had a Bozo version of it. I think that was the one actually.
That one I would duct tape closed and throw it in the garbage. That would be in the garbage next to the Ouija board. Enough of that noise.
I used to have a Ouija board. Yeah. My dad left it to me when he died.
Okay, you got to read the next one because you have an amazing beard.
Not as amazing as these guys. Not nearly. These guys have the beard of magnificence. I just have facial hair. Okay.
I don't have a beard. I just have facial hair.
All righto. And it goes like this. All right.
That long moment of silence brought to you by...
Well, it was brought to you by... I
Hasbro!
thought we skipped an article.
Well,
we had decided we weren't going to share that one
we weren't
anyway.
going to share that because, you know me. And
Yeah. An Idaho man...
Holy moly. We have a guy at our church who looks like that.
Yes, we do.
I love
Great
his beard. I always want to pet it, but then I'm like, should I just reach out and touch somebody's beard?
No, his wife might take a dim view of that. An Idaho man with more than 250 Guinness World Records titles teamed up with a duo of Amazing Race contestants
250.
to break a record for putting chopsticks into a beard. This is how desperate they've gotten. How many chopsticks can you put in a beard? Serial record breaker. Oh, we talked about this guy on our show before. David Rush attended an Amazing Race watch party with contestants and fellow Idahoans Joel Strasser and Garrett Smith, and the trio took on the record for most chopsticks put into a beard in 1 minute.
Oh, so it's not just how many you can fit in the beard, it's how many you can fit in the beard within a certain matter of time.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how come ZZ Top hasn't won this yet?
Yeah. Strasser previously captured the solo version of the record with 59 chopsticks, and he also holds records including most toothpicks in a beard, most bubbles in a beard, and most straws in a beard. Oh boy.
I think
Rush
the
and
only
Smith.
world record, Jim, that you could actually beat without trying too hard is most mustard on your shirt.
She fucking hates me. Trust, she freaking hates me. La 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 la. Rush and Smith took turns inserting the chopsticks into Strasser's beard, ending the minute with 110. However, the men determined 6 would be disqualified under Guinness World Records rules, leaving them with a total of 104.
Why would 6 be disqualified? How do you disqualify a chopstick in your beard?
I don't know.
It's not chopsticky enough? It's not beardy enough?
The record attempt must now be reviewed by Guinness World Records officials to become official.
But they can't just leave us hanging with why 6 were disqualified. I want to know why.
We might get back to you next week with the follow-up story on why they were disqualified. Meh.
Nick says if I had a beard, I would hold the record for most piercings. You would too.
He's not wrong, folks. He's not wrong at all.
Lordy, lordy, lordy. Yeah, I can't wait to see you again so that I can hang Christmas ornaments from your ear holes. Okay. Most chopsticks in a beard. Okay, well, we've got a little bit of time here. We haven't done... Oh, wait, nope, I don't have one. Never mind.
We don't have one what? Never mind.
I usually have a teaser or a sounder for Welcome to the New Abnormal, but I haven't made one in a while. So, I guess we don't need the Do you want to do nice things or
Yeah, let's do nice things.
Nice things? Okay, that one I have one for.
Ouch.
Oh, now see, that's why we can't have nice things.
Ow.
Well, that's what you get for flinging your helmet away because I took too long to introduce the drop everything.
Yeah. I thought the whole show was going to be winding up to this darn thing. It's like, God, we only have 2 hours.
Well, hey, while we're at it, everybody, if you're just now tuning in, drop everything. Dog heard that one. And hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, invite your friends, invite your neighbors, invite your enemies, and for goodness sake, go to counterculturewise.com. Show us your love and support, and if you live in the Waco area and you're renting out a house, give us a call. All right. Oh, and if you'd like a dog, very well trained, very sweet, very nice, let us know.
All right.
Stop.
Okay,
Cute.
so
You're making me feel guilty.
this is the latest nonsense from Tesla. By the way, have you ever told our listeners about the time you did a visit to a Tesla dealer?
No.
Yeah, anyway, this is the latest.
He was a terrible salesperson. Awful.
Yeah.
Rude.
All right. So now there's this long-awaited vehicle coming out at the end of the month called the Cybertruck. It's pretty cool looking, actually. Anyway.
It looks like something out of Tron.
Yeah, it does. All right. Customers set to receive the first Tesla Cybertrucks this November will be prevented from reselling their vehicles during the first year,
Why?
according to Tesla's terms and conditions. Tesla added a section. Doesn't have. Why? Because they're Tesla. That's why. Don't need a reason. They're Tesla. Tesla added.
Two questions here. Why would they put that in there, and why would you want to sell your car the first year?
I don't know. Tesla added a section titled for Cybertruck only to its motor vehicle order terms, which laid out the new rules. You agree that you will not sell or otherwise attempt to sell the vehicle within the first year following your vehicle's delivery date, it says. Tesla may seek injunctive relief to prevent the transfer of title of the vehicle or demand liquidated damages from you in the amount of $50,000 or the value received as consideration for the sale or transfer, whichever is greater. Tesla may also refuse to sell you any future vehicles, it said.
Why? I don't get it.
But if a customer has good reason to sell their Cybertruck, Tesla may agree to buy it back at the original price, minus 25 cents per mile driven, reasonable wear and tear, and the cost to repair the vehicle to Tesla's used vehicle cosmetic and mechanical standards.
Tesla sells used vehicles? I did not know that.
If Tesla does not want to purchase the vehicle, it may then agree to let the customer sell it to someone else. Given the subscription model of much of the software that Tesla EVs use, resale can be complicated. For example, the full self-driving feature, which costs up to $199 per month, is not transferable to a new owner.
That's a good racket.
First announced in 2019, the Cybertruck is Tesla's first new product in years, and it is expected to shake up the electric pickup truck market. It looks pretty cool, but how much would it...
It doesn't look like a pickup truck, though.
Tesla originally said the price of the truck would start at $39,900, but it's likely to be much more expensive than that due to pricey building materials. Elon Musk said in an earnings call earlier this year that it would take a year to 18 months before the EV truck can become a significant cash flow contributor, adding that the hoped production of the Cybertruck would reach 250,000 by 2025.
Still want to know why they don't want you to sell it. See, when I hear of just total dumbass rules like that, it's like, this is why I don't work in the corporate world anymore.
Yeah.
Because I would flat out look my boss in the face and say, if you don't tell me why, I won't remember to do this idiotic thing. If you can give me a why, and it makes sense, then I will always remember to do it. But if you're just because I said so, I will never remember to do it. On purpose. That's the reason why that and, the whole having to wear shoes thing. Oh, which, by the way, nice little comment that my physical therapist made while I'm, writhing in pain and can barely walk or stand up. And I had just put on some slippers, first of all, because it was, negative a billion out. And, okay, it was 56 degrees, but for me,
that for her, that's 56 million negative.
But also, when I go to a new place, I know the shoe police will have a cow if they see you not wearing shoes. So for their benefit, I put on slippers. And he was having me do like this, balancing exercise. I said, well, I'm going to have to take these off because I cannot balance with something on my feet. I can't feel the ground. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I just wore these for your benefit because usually I'm barefoot. And he's like, well, thanks for wearing them. And he was like snarky. And so I have an appointment on Tuesday, and he might be a little miffed when I walk in there without, anything on my feet. In fact, he might kick me out. I've been kicked out of... It's really funny because you think about, like, the dentist. And I go there with no shoes on. They don't care. Okay, there's all kinds of sharp, crazy things at the dentist that I could, snack into. This place has giant beach balls and cushy tables and tape on the floor.
Sorry, folks, I had to order my dog.
Admonish the Waggy. Admonish the Waggy. Admonish. That's what they do on Crowder.
Sorry, that was... I don't have any way to mute my microphone.
You could do this. It would help a little bit, I'm sure. Yeah, you know what? I think in our new studio, I'm going to try to have it so that the box is in a place where I can actually smack on the buttons, maybe between us.
I just hold up do some hand signal for mute.
You don't get hand signals, though.
If we agree on it in the first place, yes, we will. Keep going.
They don't teach semaphore in the Marines, apparently.
We're jarheads. Jarheads don't need semaphore. That's the squid's job.
Chad says my legitimate parting remark is, I've been kicked out of classier places than yours. Actually, my parting shot is usually, oh, well, enjoy the ADA lawsuit. Bye. Wow. You are pulling a fence over there. We have cattle in our front yard, literally, and bison that grace us with their presence, which means that we get lots and lots.
It's one thing I'm going to miss about this place. Actually, I do enjoy opening the door.
Opening the door and seeing bison in our front yard. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I do not enjoy opening pretty much any other, door, window. Well, actually, we can't even open any of our windows because our slumlords in their infinite wisdom painted them all shut. And seeing a bajillion black flies.
Well, here's what you do. First,
never mind.
Seriously, those things write themselves. We don't even make it up. Okay. Accused. Okay. How am I going to do this without doing it? A man charged with aggravated... Oh, you're going to make me... You do this on purpose! You make me say this word. Burglary.
Good enough.
Aggravated burglary is walked free partway through a trial while the victim, who was allegedly hit in the head with a hammer... Wait a minute. This is sounding familiar. Was there a drunken Pelosi involved?
No, there was no drunken... This was in another country.
Okay. Who allegedly was hit in the head with a hammer during the burglary, was sent to jail for calling the lawyer an F***wit. That's what it says. That's how I'm reading it. He called the lawyer a wit. This has got to be Britain.
Actually, it's New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, if it was Britain, they would have called him a twat or a cunt or something. Yeah. Things got heated at a trial in the Christchurch District Court when the... Really? How many times do I have to read this word? The burglary.
Just say burglary. When she said burglary, it's burglary. Just say the B word. Just say B word.
Burglary. Because B word means something different. Well, burglary victim Hamash Lucas. Why does he get a star after his name? I don't get a star after my name. Wait, everybody has a star after their name. Why do people get stars after their name? It doesn't... You can't put a star in something and then not have something at the bottom with the star telling me why people get stars after their name. And the word situation has a star after it. People, stars mean things. You can't put a star after something and not have a thing at the bottom that tells you what the stars are for. I don't like this article.
You don't have to read it. You just said everything you needed to say.
Well, he began swearing when he got questioned. They got even hotter during cross-examination when he was asked about the defendant Marcus Bourne, who also gets a star after his name.
It may just
Having
be
slept with Lucas's girlfriend. Ruh-roh. The self-employed father of 3 responded by picking up a water jug and throwing water on Bourne before being forcibly removed back to the dock. Was this taking place by the sea? Usually that's the area that the defendant resides, not the complainant, Judge Tom Gilbert said in a recent release decision describing how Lucas ended up being sent to prison for 8 days for, quote, serious, end quote, contempt of court. Not the joking kind.
I love the way their language here. That's why I want you to read it. It's just funny.
I don't know how to do a New Zealand accent.
You want me? I don't know how to do it as New Zealand accent either.
My brother could do it.
I can read this for you if you'd like.
Judge Gilbert said, I'm already halfway through. Chop it, woman. Okay. Judge Gilbert said he had never seen anything like what happened in his 25 years in criminal courts and in his 7 years as a judge, while defense lawyer Alistair Davis, it doesn't get better, told NZME being called a F-wit was just the job. He, Lucas, was getting a bit smart, and I had to ask him certain questions about his girlfriend playing hide the sausage with my client. The lawyer did! He deserved it! What kind of lawyer says, my client played hide the sausage with your girlfriend?
He probably didn't say that while he was in court. This was afterwards.
No, he says he was getting a bit smart, so I had to ask him certain questions. He says right there, well, defense lawyer...
Read the next line. That's what I'm saying.
That's when he really lost his rag. Oh my god. The drama played out while Bourne was on the trial earlier this year, facing a charge of aggravated burglary in August 2021. An initial trial was earlier abandoned when Lucas failed to show up. It was alleged... That's easy, just don't show up and you can't get sued. It was alleged Bourne and another unknown person went to Lucas's house, apparently over a... And by the way, unless there's a whole bunch of Lucases, that apostrophe is incorrect. You need to have an S after that. Apparently over a low-level drug exchange that went wrong. Why don't they put spaces between their sentences? When Bourne and his associate arrived at Lucas's house, there was a talk about taking one of his vehicles. Lucas told them that that would not be happening, and he was struck in the head with a hammer. That will not be happening. Conk! So this hammer magically flew from out of nowhere and struck him in the head. Oh, allegedly by Bourne. Okay. While the other person smashed the window with a piece of wood. This is the weirdest thing. Bourne denied he was involved and said he'd been at home with his parents on the night in question. Judge Gilbert said in a recent decision that Lucas was using unfortunate language while giving evidence, but given the stress of the situation, he was not overly concerned. Lucas was asked to calm down. Oh, that's always good. If somebody's really upset, tell them to calm down, because that works every time. And give evidence without resorting to swearing. That also works very well when you say, if you could just calm down and not swear, that would be great. Judge Gilbert activated the duress alarm. What? I want a duress alarm to speed up his request for security officers in court. What do you bet it sounds like Rashida Tlaib? The message was taking a wee while to be actioned, and I became sufficiently concerned that I activated the duress alarm to speed that along. Lucas's demeanor then went up a gear when the question about his girlfriend was yeah, that was in court. The lawyer.
But did he mention playing hide the salami or...
It says went up a gear when the question about his girlfriend was raised.
Okay.
He was asked again to settle down. Well, you can't talk about your defendant playing hide the sausage with the dude's girlfriend and expect him to calm down. And of course, he once more acted up. This is more of a weird and wonderful than a nice thing.
It's arced up, actually, like a cat, you know, like...
Oh, arced. It is arced up.
You got to remember, this is New Zealand. They have salty, cool language.
I'm a kitty cat. I wish I could do a New Zealand. Can anybody do a New Zealand? I know Dave does a good Scottish. Lucas got up, left the witness box, and advanced 5 or 6 meters towards where Bourne was seated in an aggressive and abusive... Bourne was seated in an aggressive and abusive fashion? How do you sit down in aggressive and abusive fashion?
You're going to pick this apart until 10 o'clock,
Hey,
aren't you?
I am the grammar Nazi. Court security and corrections officers intervened in what appeared to be an imminent assault, but Lucas picked up the water jug and emptied it on Bourne. Oh, I'm melting! Cursed little girl! I'll get you!
What a world!
What a world! What a world! The jury retreated and Lucas was taken into custody while Judge Gilbert decided what to do with the charge and, secondly, what to do with Lucas. While in the cells, Lucas apologized for his outburst, but indicated it was unlikely that he would be able to control his anger if the trial continued. New Zealand. Judge Gilbert exercised the jurisdiction available to him to dismiss the charge against Bourne. He said his decision was based on it being the second attempt at trial, but more relevantly because he thought there was little, if any, chance of the matter being able to get through to a verdict because of Lucas's fault.
Well,
You know
duh.
what? You're just not going to make it. In a system that is overstretched already, I am not prepared to allow this matter to continue. In deciding an outcome at the subsequent contempt hearing for Lucas, Judge Gilbert said this dude just loses his case because he's a jerk. Judge Gilbert set a starting point at 5 weeks in prison, reduced in recognition of Lucas's apology, his genuine regret for the fact that his outburst had led the defendant to walking free. Judge Gilbert said the decision wasn't made lightly, but Lucas's conduct had to be marked in a way that reflected the gravity of the situation. Oh, the Star! The men's names were changed by the courts in the publicly released decision.
That's what I thought it probably was. It was
Well,
assumed
that's what
names.
I thought it was too, but the Star is like on a different line, and it looks like the Star is next to the word situation, but that's because there's no spaces in this entire article.
It was poorly edited.
Very, very poorly edited. Especially for the guy that was sitting in an angry manner. Okay, that was fun. I like that one. I would do more like that, please.
Okay.
Maybe we could do New Zealand man instead of Florida man. Okay, do an Australian accent after a hit or two of Kiwi accent.
Okay.
I'm not good at Australian accents. My brother could do it, though.
Nair.
Yeah, that's how you know the difference between a Brit and an Aussie. If they have an upper-class Aussie accent, you get them to say the word no. Because a Brit would say no, whereas an Aussie gets all the vowels and sometimes Y in the word nah. I don't know how they do it.
All right. A flight from London to Orlando, and listen to this very carefully.
Okay, London to Orlando.
A flight from London to Orlando had to turn around after passengers discovered that some cabin windows were missing panes after takeoff.
What?
Like I said, a flight from London to Orlando had to turn around
and,
after passengers discovered, and it says in the headline that airplane crew discovered missing window panes after takeoff and turned around. However, now that this is saying it was the passenger. Anyway, the flight leaving October 4th from London Stansted Airport headed to Orlando International Airport was in flight for just more than 30 minutes before it safely touched down, according to a special bulletin released on November 3rd by the Air Accidents Investigation Branch.
This next paragraph is gold. Solid gold.
While the crew did not notice anything wrong with the plane before takeoff, several passengers reported that it was colder and louder than usual as it became airborne. No shuzzle, my bruzzle. Anyway, while the crew... Investigators believe the windows were damaged by high-powered lights that were used for filming the day before.
Lights?
I don't know. They must have been shooting a film or something. Looks like.
God.
Whereas in this case, the flight was
Dave
concluded.
in chat says sounds painful. P-A-N-E. Wait, I have a button for that one.
That was painful. Anyway, whereas in this case the flight was concluded uneventfully, a different level of damage by the same means might have resulted in more serious consequences, especially if window integrity was lost at higher differential pressure. In other words, higher go, you die.
Yeah.
I think. Anyway.
And you know what? I'm just imagining Sadie sticking her head out that window and her ears flapping in the breeze, because it doesn't matter how fast we go, it gets to the point where you're on the freeway and the windows are literally going whoop, 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 and you have to roll it up. And Sadie's like, no, I'm sniffing that. And she's like, her nose is still in the window.
Multiple reports show the plane belonged to Titan Airways, a European charter airline.
Not that tight.
Titan, yeah. Tighten up, baby. Tighten up, baby. Airways did not immediately respond to USA's today's
They always
request
say that,
for
though.
comment.
So what were the okay?
Several
flood lighting on the left side of the aircraft from November 3rd. Special bulletin from the United Kingdom Air Accidents Investigation. The lights that were set up to film the special bulletin are what caused the damage that made the windows not be there.
Far out, man.
Wow. And just for the record, it was an Airbus, not a Boeing. Just had to put that out there because, friends.
We like Boeing.
Well, half my family and most of my friends are... Wow.
So, yeah, there's that.
During flight, crew noticed a window seal flapping in the airflow. Noisier and colder. God. So it was up to 10,000 feet. The seatbelt signs were switched off. Crew members began walking toward the back of the cabin and noticed it was getting louder. Loud enough to damage your hearing. You think?
Wow.
When he saw one window seal flapping in the airflow and the window pane was slipping down. The aircraft continued to climb and pressurization in the plane was normal. The crew members slowed down as an engineer and pilot inspected the window. Winter? It is
well, you are from Texas.
Yeah, the crew decided
so
it was safest
Wander.
to return to Stansted and the safest, because if there's one thing I really appreciate on my airplanes, it's windows. Yeah. So apparently the lights were so hot they actually warped the windows, which caused them to pop out. Hi, Max.
Hello, dear mother. How are you this fine evening?
It's nice to see you, buddy.
It is so good to see you too, Madre.
When are you going to do your next interview, buddy?
Oh, I don't know. I can't seem to get my booking agent to do any booking as of late.
Nah, she's having fun with her new family.
Yeah.
I have an idea, though, for a really good interview, and I think I could line him up, so...
We'll
work
on that. We'll work on that. Anyway.
Maybe Sadie can learn how to be the booking agent. We can have Maisie.
He hasn't had good luck with dog booking agents, though.
That's true. All of his booking. Now that I think about it,
only Agent Orange did a decent job, but he's off.
Agenting.
Haven't heard from him in a while. I'll have to give him a call after the show and find out how he's doing.
Captain yells from the cockpit, "Hey, I said roll the windows up or I'm turning this plane around!" Could we please have our windows in airplane mode? Thank you.
Open windows in another tab.
What?
What?
Okay,
oh, yeah.
I have to read this. I have to read the headline because the headline is pretty much the entire story.
Yeah.
Rogue daycare workers busted for allegedly running child fight ring.
Fight! Read
Police
it.
said South Carolina daycare teachers Serena Caldwell, 56, and Erica Jones, 27, encouraged 14, 3, and 4-year-olds to fight one another. These people are sick. Oh my God. 2 South Carolina daycare teachers faced... Where did you... Oh, it's Fox News. Can you check its veracity? 2 South Carolina daycare teachers face multiple charges for... Chuck should have reported on this one. For multiple charges for allegedly directing 3 and 4-year-olds in their care to fight each other and allowing the violence to proceed without correction. Wow. Kids Unlimited of Prosperity, daycare employees Erica Jones and Serena Caldwell turned themselves in to authorities on Thursday after warrants were issued for their arrest per Newberry County Sheriff's Office. Both were charged with...
Okay.
Surprise. Wait, Serena is not a girl. That is not a woman.
Anyway.
That is not a woman.
WAFF, which
that
is
not a woman.
Great, it's not a woman.
Not a woman. Look at him. That is not a woman.
I see them. They're not a woman.
Both are charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You're making them fight each other, you spaz.
So yeah, it's on MSN, it's on WAFF, which is Huntsville's NBC station. So yeah, it's legit.
Jones faces 14 counts of each charge, while Caldwell faces 15.
So yeah, it's also on NBC and MSN. So it's
Erica
it's
with
real.
a K looks like a woman, but the other one is definitely not. Daycare owner John David Dawkins wrote in a statement provided to a local outlet that Jones and Caldwell were immediately terminated after staff reported their behavior and security footage was viewed.
I mean, I really don't care what gender they are, honestly.
I'm just saying, if you're going to put crazies in charge of children, this is what's going to happen. The facility immediately notified the South Carolina Department of Social Services and the Newberry County Sheriff's Office. I tried to combine all those words into one. Sheriff Lee Foster told the station the daycare had cooperated fully with their subsequent investigation. Investigating deputies discovered that the two women... seriously, the guy, he looks like the guy from the Shawshank Redemption. He has a 5 o'clock shadow, for God's sake. That is not a chick. Serena Caldwell. Sure, Serena. Foster told... Folks, all of our links are archived, and you can find them at counterculturewise.com. So you can see that this dude is totally not a chick. Foster told the station that the behavior started out with Caldwell and Jones saying the teacher had promoted other students or other clients of the daycare to use violence to try to punish a child or make another child compliant. What? We're talking 3- and 4-year-olds, you absolutely crazy... I have no idea what the two daycare workers were thinking of. That was just abhorrent behavior. I can't imagine why you would do this. A total of 14 children were involved. Foster said they were between 3 and 4 years old. They're just babies. Although none had serious physical injuries, Foster said it remains unseen how much emotional or psychological damage could have been caused by this. Well, that and the crazy person you hired as a daycare teacher. A parent of one of the victims testified that their child was told to hit another child and then told to do it again. Of course, he said that these two women were rogue employees and the department does not believe the daycare was complicit in their behavior. A parent of one of the victims told the outlet that she didn't believe the problem was systematic and that she hated that these two women kind of tarnished the name of the daycare. But at the same time, I'm glad it was caught and they will have to serve justice. This is why you only put your child into a daycare where you have all-day access to video.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them do that now. And doggy daycares do it now.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
at the end of the day, there's no real justice because how do you remove that from a child's head? These poor babies. I hope they're young enough because kids that young are really resilient and they don't carry memories. So I hope they're young enough that this doesn't totally just jack with them, but that is not a chick. Sorry. Your turn.
A police officer in Sydney, Australia, has pleaded guilty to carrying a firearm with disregard for a colleague's safety after he threatened to shoot another police officer who said he would reveal spoilers from Tom Cruise's blockbuster sequel, Top Gun Maverick, the Australian Broadcasting Company reports. According to court documents, 30-year-old cop Dominic Gaynor took out his...
Do not tell me who wins Dancing with the Stars, or I will blow your brains out.
The Australian broadcast... According to court documents, 30-year-old cop Dominic Gaynor took out his gun and pointed it in the vicinity of fellow officer Morgan Royston after Royston threatened to spoil the film. Royston had seen Top Gun Maverick the day prior. The court documents reveal that Royston told Gaynor, "I'll spoil it for you." Gaynor responded by telling Royston, "Don't spoil the movie and I'll shoot you." He proceeded to take his Glock out of his holster and held it stationary for 5 seconds while pointing it at Royston. Gaynor was allegedly laughing during the incident and his finger was on the receiver and not the trigger. His lawyer described the incident as a case where the skylarking and tomfoolery in an employment context has gone awry. I love alternate English.
Skylarking and tomfoolery.
The skylarking and tomfoolery in an employment... The Australian Broadcasting Company reports that Royston revealed in court on November 9th that he fell into a depression following the incident. He said that while it was common for police officers to share jokes and tease each other, this incident was on a different level and left him with an overwhelming shock and fear feeling. I've completely lost the trust.
He's not a great cop then, because dude didn't even have his finger on the trigger. Come on, dude, toughen up, buddy.
I have completely lost the trust I had in my admiration for the NSW police force, he said. When I see a police officer now, I feel compelled to watch them and check their hand is not on their firearm. Gaynor's lawyer said his client made an awful mistake and that a conviction would definitely see him removed from the police force, the lawyer added. This is going to cost him dearly. Gaynor was given a community correction order for 2 years, 100 years of community service and a recorded conviction.
100 years of community service?
Sorry, did I say 100 years?
You did.
Only 100 hours, dear, not 100
that was a little
years.
rough. I mean, his finger wasn't on the trigger.
With the first 95 years, for good behavior. Top Gun.
Wait. If he gets 100 years of community service, he could serve in Congress.
This was in Australia.
He could be a Supreme Court justice.
Top Gun Maverick, sequel to the 1986 movie Top Gun, opened in theaters in May 2022.
Okay, we don't need all that nonsense.
That became a box office. I will read it if I want to. It's my article.
Yeah, but it's 10 o'clock.
Okay. Well, let's go on to the wonderful list.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what you got. Oh, man. Okay.
Well, that's what you get for interrupting.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Here on Counterculture Wise, we may rant, we may rave, but most of all, we go against the current culture because we believe, to the core of our beings, that humans are good and the world is an amazing and beautiful place. At the beginning of our show, we give you news of the weird and wonderful, but that is just the tip of the magnificent iceberg that is our world. We now present news of the wonderfuller.
Okay, Jim does this to me because he knows I get all sentimental, and trigger warning for certain people in the chat as well. Mowgli, a beloved cat, had gone missing for 6 long days, leaving his owner, Michael Rose, fraught with worry and nearly resigned to the idea of never seeing her pet again. Oh, Michelle, I'm sorry, I read it, Michael. However, hope was rekindled when she noticed her dog Daisy going berserk, darting in and out of the nearby woods around their home in Harborough. Harrowborough. I'm going to say Harborough. It's just too many rows in there.
Your boat.
Daisy guided her along a path leading to the old mine workings of the Prince of Wales. She came to a sudden halt next to a deep mine shaft. Aww. Daisy is a superstar. She's an amazing dog, Rose told the BBC.
Without Daisy's instincts, Mowgli might have been trapped down there. She was relentless in leading me to that spot. It was truly remarkable.
And then there's this great photo of the two of them.
Is precious. Aww.
They're best buddies.
Aww. That looks like a sprinkle spaniel, as my rogue used to call them. Following dramatic discovery, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals and Cornwall Fire and Rescue were alerted to the situation. The team spotted Mowgli about 100 feet down, and he was pulled to safety. Oh, they skipped all the good part. You got to talk about how we got pictures here of these people with pulleys, and they're going down on their tummies, and they get him in a little cage, and Kitty's all fine, and they skipped all the good stuff. Rose said Daisy shares a strong bond with both of her cats, Mowgli and Baloo. I love the names of these pets.
Look for the
bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your
worries. Of course, if I had a cat, if I had another black cat, I would name it Bagheera because I think that's really cool.
That's a great name, yeah. Daisy was already a year old when the kittens arrived, and they have been inseparable ever since, she said. She's quite matriarchal, looking out for them. I'm sorry.
Daisy is already a year old when the kittens arrived, and they've been inseparable ever since. She's quite matriarchal, looking out for them, and they adore her while she remains fiercely protective of them.
I don't know why she talks like that, but I just decided she does. Yeah. Aw, good cutie. And it's so cool that they have these, all these people that got together with, ropes and pulleys and people going down into the hole and all that stuff. That'll teach you to look where you're going, you dumb cat. All right. Aw, good doggy. Is Mowgli trapped in a well? Good doggy. Really cute pictures. So head on over to Counterculture if you can to see all the pictures and all the archived links, as well as lots of extra goodies and, of course, merchandise.
Buy our crap.
Buy our crap. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Of course, our two favorite people in the whole wide world joined us in chat as well. I'm sure we have more than two audience, please. And, hey, any of you who are praying to whatever deity, we're not picky, shoot up a prayer that we find our home in the next day or two, because we're getting down to the wire. We need.
I think we're going to be fine. We've already found a couple of candidates.
Yeah.
We have a realtor looking out for us,
right
too.
Next to the train tracks, so that'll make our podcast sound really good. One's right on the tarmac of the Waco Airlines, and then one's on a busy freeway. So, I mean, either way, you're going to get some ambiance.
Absolutely.
No matter where we land, you'll get ambiance here at Counterculture-wise. Folks, have an amazing week. May your day be filled with joy and laughter, and we will see you next week.
God bless.
Counterculture-wise is a Stormcat production.
Thank you for joining our growing family of listeners. All links from the show are available on our website, counterculturewise.com. Find our archives on any of your favorite podcast hosts.
We engage in satire, commentary, and generally laugh at the ridiculousness of our crumbling society. Our only medical or financial advice is to not follow any financial or medical advice given by podcasters.
Our animations, interviews, Holy Crap segment, and other videos are put out on BitChute and Rumble, and only in part on YouTube because they hate free speech.
Our show is entirely funded by listeners like you. Visit our ever-expanding merch store or our Subscribe Star, where you can get outtakes, extra videos, and sneak peeks.
If you would like to be a guest on our program, feel free to contact us via our website. Just click on the link at the top that says, Be a Guest on Our Show.
For more fun and cat pics, please visit our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. For complaints about our show, please fill out the ID10T form on our website, and we will give it the attention it deserves.
Meanwhile, no matter how cruel the world may be around you, always remember the importance of kindness. Be kind to each other, be kind to animals, and be kind to yourself. See you next week.